Alright, that's where we're at. Check-in 1, done. 209.1 pounds.
Wherever you go.
Alright guys, we were not gonna pretend like I was sleeping because it's like 1:30 in the afternoon. It's actually Saturday morning and just want to sleep in real good, watch Mortal Kombat. And yeah, it's a chill beginning to this 20-week long prep that I'm beginning today. Now I've never started prep 20 weeks out. I think the longest I've ever prepped was 16 weeks. And last year, which was the year I brought my best package to date, I prepped for 14 and a half weeks. So one of the biggest things last year was just that I was so rushed. So this year, 20 weeks, I've definitely put on some muscle. I feel like I've been training very, very intensely. Got to weigh in for the first time. Okay. First weigh in prep, we're 209.1 pounds. And took it really quick. We're gonna go do a proper check-in downstairs here in a bit. I wanted to show you guys quickly. Usually I have like Heidi and I have, Nolly here and stuff, but Nolly's just downstairs already. Heidi's out of town right now. But she got me this gift. It's where when you click play, the 10-year video plays. But yeah, Heidi got me this to keep here and remind myself every morning or every day to take it slow, keep working towards the goals, and yeah. What's going on, guys? Welcome to the first episode of the 2023 season, my 2023 season, my first shot at a pro card. And we've chosen the show. I'll be competing at the USA Championships in Las Vegas on July 28th, which is exactly 20 weeks away. 20 weeks is the longest I've ever given myself to success to do a prep. What's up?
What's up? You ready? You shredded?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Outside polish clean. How's it going, man?
It's going pretty good.
Getting started already, huh?
Yeah, we look pretty ready. We got some lights here. We got this is a new little workstation. We got prep. This prep. We got Alex in town for day 1. This is last year. How do you guys see some of this? This last year's trip to Dallas. And this is the beginning of this one. What are you making, bro?
Chicken rice.
Oh, wow. This my back's like, when it's like tight, when it pulled one way, was it things I keep on the note. We log just that I have my check-ins Mondays and Thursdays, first thing in the morning. I log all of my macro adjustment dates. So I'm gonna go and show you like last year's. These are the shows that I could do to win my pro card this year. So I keep that photo there just because. Check-in days, Monday, Thursday. This is from last year again. All the macro dates and all the adjustments that were made, whether I had like a refeed, whether if we made any sort of adjustment, I logged it here from the beginning of prep in March to the middle of June. Cardio, I pretty much stayed on 6 or 7 sessions of cardio, 60 minutes last time, which was a lot, but did what we had to do. Steps, 10,000 steps minimum. Training days, 15K minimum. Damn, that was that's a lot of steps, bro. And then I would do I would do a weight and then log the photos. So that's last year's day one. And then, on Thursday do this again, first thing in the morning, and you'll see kind of the progress. And if I maybe didn't hit a weigh-in, I'll write like no weigh-in. If I pulled an all-nighter, which you can see like on March 21st, all-nighter, I would just note that. That way I know looking back, like if there's any discrepancies, I kind of keep that in mind and I don't forget. So I find this the easiest like app to just use, and you can share the note. You can export it, whatever you want to do. You can make the images smaller or bigger if you do like large images, which I wouldn't do that. I would always just do the small ones. And what else do I keep here? Yeah, that's it. So you could log technically if you hit cardio that day or not, and maybe like if you have like a late night, or maybe you had a lot of your macros later at night, so your weight, like just things to kind of keep your mind at ease. Because if you're like me, I can kind of get really into the weigh-ins, right? Which I did way better last year keeping consistent, but with like meal timing and sort of just being conscious of not going to bed, like and saving all my macros for nighttime and like loading up and having a bad weigh-in. But yeah, it just kind of helps you have a peace of mind, So that's what I do, right? And yeah, it's day one. So we got a lot of things to cover today. We're going to essentially cover things like starting macros, cardio protocol. What's the approach this year versus last year? What did we do well last year? What do we need to improve on this prep? And I got my coach Alex here, Team Reform, and we brought the best package I've ever brought last year. So we're here again.
Absolutely.
For the second time working together, right?
And I think it's pretty cool because the show that you're deciding to do is the most prestigious national show out there. There's not going to be slouches showing up at this show. And
you're going to do it right.
We gotta earn this one.
Yeah.
Right. So the standard has to be set really fucking high, and we gotta go get it. It's that simple.
So 20 weeks out, men's physique. So no, I'm just going classic. What's the first phase of this kind of 20-week prep?
So first, the biggest difference between this prep and last prep is, like you mentioned, we had 14 weeks last time. We had a lot of ground to cover. This time we're starting at a better foundation, a better base. And with that means we have a longer time frame. That means we can actually start off our macros a little bit higher than before, and actually start our cardio off a little bit less than before. So our starting macros, we have 80 grams of fat, 225 grams of protein, and 420 grams of carbs. And the best part about the start of this is the fact that we can be patient. In the beginning process, comparative to last year, we had to amp some things up, right? We started off cardio
right off the bat.
6 sessions a week,
yeah.
45 minutes, Stairmaster. We basically went from no cardio to a lot of
all
cardio.
Into prep right away, boom.
Yeah. And like I said, we had a lot of ground to cover up. So this time around, it's allowing your body to first clean up. That's the initial phase, right? Phase one, clean the hell up a little bit.
Yeah.
Right? And then from there, we're gonna be able to keep cardio low. Now, your cardio this time around is gonna be steps for the first phase. We're gonna look at roughly 20K steps, which some people might think that's a lot.
Not roughly, 20K steps.
Yeah, it's 20K steps, but a lot of people might think that's a lot, but
I'm an active guy. Okay guys, I'll hit 10K steps by 1 p.m. or so, usually 1 or 2 p.m. when I'm tracking them. And that's without really consciously trying to do cardio or anything like that or being active. So, and just to back up, how many phases are we breaking this 20-week prep into?
Yeah, so this is gonna be a 4-phase prep.
Okay.
Right? And the first phase is gonna be roughly 4 weeks, which is officially that cleanup phase.
We're going to the movies.
First day of prep, baby.
First day of prep, no gym. We were out late last night. We had a good time last night. Last little fun moment.
It's officially in the plan. On Saturdays, movies.
Creed 3, bro.
Boom.
The Creed 3.
Boom. Make it consistent.
I feel like Michael B. Jordan would be a great client.
Oh yeah.
He would follow his shit,
Yeah. And if he wouldn't eat Takis.
Hey, I don't do this shit on my prep. Well, I guess. You do. You kind of prep all the time. Even off seasons.
This is my life.
Not gonna lie, last night I had some Takis. All right, this is the last hurrah.
Wait. Did you order Mexican food? Did you order Taco Bell?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You walked in
last goodbye. Mwah. It's gonna be a happy year almost, man. It's a long time. I have the mouth of description, by the way.
Big bear.
I have some questions on phase one.
Yeah.
So phase one, we said it's 4 weeks long, right? From 20 weeks out to 16 weeks out. The goal is to lose about 10 pounds. So for me, I weighed in at 209.1 this morning as my first weigh-in. So we'll say the goal is to be sub 200, right? Within the first 4 weeks. That took me 4 weeks to lose that much last year, 8 pounds last year. So that is that's a great kind of precedent. We're not going to be, if I want to do, you know, some walking on the treadmill, some stairmaster, like it's still, I can still do that as long as it's getting me to that 20K step. Or do you not want me doing cardio machines to hit the 20K?
The only thing I won't want you to do is anything too intense. That's the main focus, right? I want to keep the intensity just low. That's why I want to keep it more towards our step count, neat, right, as they call it. So just you moving throughout the day, just what you can get. If you want to make up for some steps by, at the end of the night, walking on the treadmill, anything like that, as long as it's not too high of intensity, that's totally fine.
What about basketball?
Basketball counts.
What about like a game in basketball room?
As long as you wear your Fitbit.
Okay.
And that's the biggest thing. So again, like tracking data points is going to be everything in this prep, right? So the first prep, we got a lot of data. This is my first time having an opportunity to coach him. It's the first time he ever had a coach for the full duration of a prep. So we had a lot of data points. So we're pulling a lot of the data points that we learned from last prep into this prep, but just with a longer time frame and more knowledge to help back the moves that we make this time. And that's everything, right? We're not going into this blind. Now we have time to kind of set the phases, put them in the action, right? Follow trends from previous preps to now predict what's going to happen here in the future.
Yeah, so this prep for me was 14 and a half weeks or so. The 14 and a half weeks were pretty aggressive. I dropped a total of 37 pounds in that time frame, which is a lot that I wouldn't typically recommend to people. But I chose that over an extended, 18 to 24 week prep. So it was grueling, lots of cardio right off the bat, 6 times a week from 14 and a half weeks out onwards. But it paid off. I think I was one of the most conditioned here.
And kind of from my perspective, going into day one of the diet, my off season, this off season was so much more consistent, so much more progressive than the previous year because of building Alphaland. when I was going through that was, though I was training consistently, that was a rough year to kind of really focus on putting muscle on. Since being MIA on YouTube, I've been extremely consistent with my training. I've been extremely consistent with my calories. Not too refined into the macro consistency, but I know I'm hitting my protein. I'm knowing I'm in the surplus. I know I'm training hard as hell, consistently as hell. And I feel much more solid now than I did starting last year's prep.
Absolutely.
Last year was literally like, oh shit, maybe I think I should start prepping now. Right? This
decision.
year it's like, there's a show picked out. We know where we're going. I already booked the Airbnb. We're fucking eyes on, laser on. I'm ready to go.
The main focuses of this prep, man. This is something that, again, is a benefit of having a prep together in the past. Definitely is going to be posing, right?
Yeah.
So we got to learn how to manipulate our waist, feel overall more comfortable in our front shot, and overall, man, your back shot was solid. There's small little details that we can fix that's going to add so much emphasis, like lifting your elbows just a little bit higher to truly show how wide you are, and then bending back a little bit to show the
and to give the shoulders that cap, right? The cap when you kind of raise them that little bit.
Yeah, I mean, you have overpowering rear delts to kind of start. So believe it or not, just simply lifting off your lats a little bit is going to allow them to not seem like they're taking over the whole back shot.
Yeah.
But also give you width in the same breath. So you're going to have wider lats because of that, and a less, we'll say, pronounced muscle group that everyone's going to look at. Like, we want to have wide lats. Judges judge you from left to right, right? So utilizing our width is going to be everything.
And for this entire office, like since my show, the critiques and everything, what have I've been training, doing less back movements involving so much rear delt and more straight up rows, like seal rows. I've been doing so many damn rows that I feel like I've done a good job at targeting the thickness of my back this year, and also the shoulders are the other part, right?
Yeah, so again, the thickness is going to be everything, right? That's one thing that we noticed in your last show, I think, compared it to the shows that you did in the past, was how much your back really came up. That was everything. And then from there, your shoulders is going to be that one emphasis that we're really going to need, and that's going to translate into your training too, especially early on. Right? We're going to hit shoulders frequently, and it's not going to be anything crazy. You're not going to be in the gym, you know, for excess amount of time hitting shoulders, but we will have consistent touch points on them, attacking
high
more
frequency,
frequently.
lower, maybe lower total, the same or more total volume, but just a higher frequency output. It's kind of like I used to do calves 5 times a week at the beginning of the workout, right? When you're fresh, going to hit them, being sure you're giving it the attention when you have a lot of energy. We got some good ass shoulder machines, some lateral machines here, and just like literally like maybe making a system to where we're doing 4 reps on one day, we're doing drop sets the other, we're doing rest pause, just like really building that up. Would you say the shoulders is the side delts is my most needed add-on right now?
Yeah, because if you really think about it, your most dominant attribute, which I believe is your chest, the fullness of your chest and the width and the length of your chest, takes up a lot of your front shot. And I think it's a good thing, but it also sits next to your weakest body part, which is your shoulders. Right? So when your strongest sits next to your weakest, it tends to exaggerate the weakness parts a little bit more. So if we can bring that up, because it's not like you don't have good shoulders. It's just the fact that, again, compared to, is maybe not the best. So again, just adding that overall width from left to right, again, overall mass, that's going to create a better taper. And then manipulating the waist in the actual pose in itself is going to help accentuate the taper. I believe in the last show, you placed second in the overall. Like you were next to the guy, and what he had on you,
the front
was his overall structure and taper compared to yours. Your front shot was a little bit more head-on facing. His was a little bit more twisted.
I was tense. I was very tense too. He was looked really great on there.
Comfortable. Look like you sit in a shot all day. Right. So that's where we're gonna have to get comfortable in this off season, or transitioning early into this prep, where you're gonna be posing. And no matter how much body fat you have early compared to when you got to be practicing it from start to finish. Because you got to get uncomfortable to get comfortable. Right?
So that'll lead me to what's my posing assignment? What do you say for this first phase 1? Right, 20K steps. We're training, cleaning everything up. Phase 1 of posing. What should I be doing when I'm this high body fat, not really able to see much?
So, believe it or not, something I actually want you to implement is vacuums. So that's going to give you, more core control early on, right? And you can do that at a higher body fat percentage, because if anything, you're sucking in a little bit, so you'll probably be a little bit more confident in just that part alone. But then after, I want you to practice holds. So this is going to be when you're in the mirror for 10 minutes and you're holding your shot for about 30 seconds on.
Kind of like last year.
Yeah, exactly. 30 seconds on, 30 seconds to the back, about a minute rest. Then you repeat that. And then in that, you're going to not only build the ability to hold your front shot. There's 2 different levels of conditioning, right? There's the actually how much body fat you have, but then there's stage conditioning when you're on stage and how long can you hold your shot. We want to build that. And if you can do that fresh off your off season with the most body fat you have, imagine what you're going to be able to do when you're leanest, and it's going to be a lot easier to hold that and control your midsection more. If you can do that now, instill that, it's going to make a massive difference. And that's what a lot of people don't do.
So the routine, we can write it out here on this, it's going to be 30 seconds front pose, right? 30 seconds, then you transition to the back, hold the back pose for 30 seconds.
Then minute rest,
then 30. So a minute on, minute off for 10 minutes.
And then there's going to be a point as we're working closer and closer to the next phase and deeper in the prep, where we're going to limit that in first minute, and it's going to be down to no time, where you're just hitting rounds back and forth.
Got it.
And then that's where you're really going to be practicing your overall stage conditioning. Remember, man, we didn't get the posing down until the day before the show.
I was like, holy shit! It's actually 3 a.m. I hit it. I got my abs. I really got my abs to engage with the oblique shot. I figured. I think I got it. Took a screenshot and everything. Let's back up, bro. I'll show you guys this new spot. I have my shirt off for a reason. Okay, so right now we're here in front of. We're in between the walkway of Gym 1, which is right here, and then we have the walkway to Gym 2. So we added this section pretty recently. We just covered this area here. We put turf down this side along with the mirrors, and the turf also goes all the way down this way. And we also put mirrors on the entire side of the building, which has really kind of drawn the point of it, and I'm glad it worked this way, to draw a lot of the people in the gym, taking selfies and posing and stuff like that. kind of out to encourage them to use this space instead of kind of clogging with the gym. But I wanted to do a physique kind of run through here, like a posing session here, because I think that a lot of the sessions in the next 20 weeks are likely going to be here because the lighting's really good. So yeah, we can check it out. My weak point. What am I like? Strong point. I think I'm going to do anything I need to do. Right.
There's no question.
Like I'll just do it. Right. Sometimes at a detriment to myself too, which that's another topic. But like, what would you say? What's the hard part about coaching me?
I feel like there's so many other things that go on in your life.
Yeah.
That take up so much time and effort. Like you control you have a lot of decisions to make for other people and not just yourself. Mm-hmm. So sometimes you sacrifice what you have to do for you, whether it's sleep, whether it's the timing you get the execution. You're eating meals closer together. Before you know it, it's 3 a.m. and it's technically leading into the next day. Yeah. And now you're still eating macros from the day prior. Yeah. All of these things are going to add up over time. Mm-hmm. So allowing you to focus on you, I think that's going to be the biggest thing. Like if you're able to do that for yourself and set up a schedule and set up some kind of efficiencies that allow you to do that, that's going to separate this prep compared to last prep. Even though we brought a killer package, it's going to make your life so much more stressful. Like, and if you really think about it, bro, you were having meetings at like 3 a.m. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that's not going to stop. You got a business to run, but we have to, there's certain things that we got to do in order to create a little bit more efficiency.
To bring them that last percent unoptimized, right?
Because listen, you got to realize, man, like this isn't a regional show.
Yeah, no, this is a
like, bro,
it's not a local show. You mean this isn't a local show? This is a freaking.
You're gonna be a professional. Like we're going to be a professional in the sport. I think some people forget that shit. And if you want to be a pro, you got to act like a pro. Mm-hmm. Like, and that's what people don't realize. Like that's everything, man. Like you're not just stepping on stage to get a pro card, right? Like that's not what this is about. And that's what kills me, man. I love this sport so much that I see people. They don't treat it like they're going to be a professional.
It's not a pro card. I want to be a professional at the sport, in the field I've been in love with since I was 14 years old. I'm taking that love from the 14 and 15 years later. Let's say I want to get to the professional level of it.
Exactly. Yeah. That's how you need to think of it as, right? Like it's not I'm going to get a pro card. No, I'm going to become a professional
men's physique athlete.
Oh my
hey, look at these calves, huh? These calves have come. The hell, you see that shit, bro? Look at that.
They've come up.
They have come up.
They've definitely come up.
I swear. Oh, and I'm gonna get a DEXA scan.
Getting your DEXA scan will be awesome.
DEXA, and I did that the previous year. Should I do that, or the bod pod? Does it matter? DEXA's the best.
DEXA's the best.
Okay, so I'll do
there's a DEXA thing in Tampa if you want to come down too. When you come down, like, you can, because that's 5 weeks from now too, so you can get another one.
How often should I be doing the DEXA scan?
I get mine done every 6 weeks in a prep.
6 weeks.
But when I get closer to the show, like I get one at 6 weeks out, and then I get one at 3 weeks out, and then I get one at 1 week out.
Okay. Should I go every 5 weeks, like 20, 15, 10, 5?
Yeah.
And,
we can create it. You can go as phases start too, because
okay,
that's really how we're going to be doing it.
Got it. Fuck yeah. Okay. That's it, guys. We start today. I'm excited. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. You can click the link in the description. Go check out Alex's channel. And we got some big things coming this year. You guys already know. So I'm super pumped. Thank y'all for watching. Gonna share everything we have and go through on this journey. So welcome to Summer Shredding.
Let's do it.
That works.
Your outros.
That's more like an intro to like a season, but yeah. Welcome to Summer Shredding.